Some ancient texts are not only religious scriptures, they are gateways to knowledge, philosophy, and the human search for meaning. The Yajurveda is one such text. In it, ritual is not just an offering into fire, it becomes a way to understand order, balance, and the universe itself. In this presentation, The Golden Disc and the Altar, we explore the Yajurveda's journey from sacred ritual to deep spiritual insight. This is a story of sacrifice, cosmic design, and the search for ultimate truth.
To understand the Yajurveda, we need to zoom in. At the outer level, we see the vast ritual world of the Yajurveda, its chants, offerings, and sacred architecture. Then we move deeper into the Shatapatha Brahmana, where ritual becomes science, geometry, measurement, and precise altar construction. Finally, at the center, we reach the Isha Upanishad, the philosophical core. This shows our journey from the macro world of ritual through applied knowledge into the micro world of inner truth.
Here, we begin with the larger architecture of Vedic knowledge. The four Vedas, Rig, Sama, Yajur, and Atharva, each carry a distinct role. But the Yajurveda stands out as the practical guide for ritual action, especially for the Advaryu priests. Its knowledge is arranged in four layers: the Samhita, containing mantras, the Brahmana, explaining ritual meaning, the Aranyaka, moving toward contemplation, and the Upanishads, entering philosophy. So the journey moves from outer action to inner reflection. Here, the Yajurveda splits into two major traditions. On one side is the Krishna, or Black Yajurveda, linked to the story of sage Yajnavalkya, whose teachings were rejected, scattered, and later preserved in a more complex, mixed form. On the other side is the Shukla, or White Yajurveda. Seeking pure knowledge, Yajnavalkya is said to have received a new revelation from the sun god, Surya. This is a powerful contrast, scattered knowledge versus ordered revelation.
This section explains the contrast between the two Yajurveda traditions. The Krishna, or Black Yajurveda, is called dark because its material is intermingled. Prose, ritual explanations, and poetic mantras appear together. The Shukla, or White Yajurveda, is called bright because its structure is clearer and more arranged, with mantras and Brahmana explanations kept separate. Geographically, the Krishna tradition is linked mainly with southern India, while the Shukla tradition became more prominent in northern India. This is not a battle of good and bad, it is a difference of structure, style, and transmission.
The Shatapatha Brahmana belongs to the White Yajurveda and is one of the most detailed ritual texts of ancient India. Its name means the Brahmana of 100 paths, suggesting a vast system of explanations, procedures, and symbolic meanings. Here, ritual is not random. Every brick, every measurement, every chant, and every movement carries purpose. The fire altar becomes more than a sacred structure. It becomes a model of the cosmos, connecting human action with universal order.
Now begins the science of sacrifice. The Shatapatha Brahmana, meaning the Brahmana of the 100 paths, is not just a religious commentary on the White Yajurveda. It is a vast prose work that preserves ritual knowledge in extraordinary detail. But beyond theology, it also reveals early Indian scientific thinking, especially in measurement, geometry, construction, and physical precision. Here, sacrifice is not blind faith. It is a disciplined system where sacred action depends on exact knowledge. The fire altar was not built casually. It was designed with strict geometry and symbolic meaning. In the Shatapatha Brahmana, the altar represents the universe itself. Its layers, bricks, and measurements mirror cosmic order, time, and creation. The most famous form is the falcon-shaped altar, built with hundreds of carefully arranged bricks. Here, ritual becomes architecture, and architecture becomes cosmology. The altar is not only a place of sacrifice, it is a map of the universe built on Earth.
The falcon altar shows how deeply geometry was woven into Vedic ritual. This was not abstract mathematics created in isolation. It grew from a practical need to measure, design, and construct complex sacred altars with precision. To build the falcon altar correctly was to symbolically rebuild the cosmos on Earth. The Sulba Sutras developed methods for area transformation, even converting a circle into a square of equal area. Here, geometry becomes sacred engineering.
The Sulba Sutras show us that Vedic ritual required serious mathematical skill. Priests and altar builders had to create different shapes while preserving the same sacred area, turning squares into rectangles, circles, and more complex forms. This is where we see early geometry in action: measurement, proportion, diagonal calculations, and area transformation. For the Vedic world, mathematics was not just theory, it was a practical tool used to build sacred space with accuracy, order, and cosmic meaning. Now we move to the philosophical core. After 39 chapters of ritual, altar construction, geometry, and sacred procedure, the Shukla Yajurveda ends with a striking shift. Chapter 40 is the Isha Upanishad. Here, the focus moves away from external sacrifice and physical structures toward the formless inner self. The journey now turns inward, from building the altar outside to discovering the truth within.
The Isha Upanishad opens with one of the most powerful ideas in Indian philosophy. Everything in this universe is pervaded by the divine. It does not reject the world, but asks us to live in it with wisdom, restraint, and inner freedom. The message is clear: enjoy life, but do not cling to possession. After the precision of ritual and geometry, the text now points to a deeper truth, that the secret is not only in the altar, but in all existence.
The Isha Upanishad presents a powerful balance between action and renunciation. It does not ask us to escape life. Instead, it teaches us to act in the world without becoming trapped by desire, ego, or ownership. This is a major turning point in the Yajurveda's journey. The outer sacrifice now becomes inner discipline. The real altar is no longer only built with bricks and fire. It is built within the human mind through awareness, restraint, and wisdom.
The Isha Upanishad also challenges a simple division between knowledge and action. It warns that ignorance can lead us into darkness, but knowledge without humility can also become a trap. True wisdom is not only intellectual understanding, it is learning how to act, how to let go, and how to see the divine presence in everything. So the message is balanced. Live, work, learn, and renounce without losing awareness of the deeper truth. The Isha Upanishad ends with a striking image, the golden disc. It asks the radiant sun to remove its dazzling cover so that the seeker may see the truth hidden behind appearance. This is the final movement of the journey. The altar, the fire, the geometry, and the ritual all lead toward one realization. The outer light points to an inner light. The golden disc is both a cosmic symbol and a doorway to ultimate truth. In the final hymns, the Isha Upanishad becomes deeply personal. The seeker turns inward and prays to the mind and to Agni, the sacred fire. Lead me toward virtue and guide me away from vice. The golden disc now becomes a powerful metaphor. Ultimate truth is hidden behind a dazzling veil of light. To see beyond it, one must face the consequences of action, purify the self, and move from outer brightness to inner realization. The final realization is expressed in one profound line. Purushaso Hasmi, I am he, the Purusha within the sun. After moving through ritual, geometry, fire, and cosmic symbolism, the seeker reaches the deepest truth. The individual self is not separate from the cosmic self. This is the ultimate resolution of the Yajurveda. The outer universe and the inner self are one reality, seen through different forms. Now the whole journey comes together. The Yajurveda is not a contradiction between ritual and philosophy, it is a progression. The precise construction of the physical altar prepares the way for the construction of the spiritual mind. The Shatapatha Brahmana gives us the outer geometry, measurement, discipline, and order. The Isha Upanishad gives us the inner stillness, wisdom, restraint, and realization. Together, they show one truth. The sacred is built outside so it can be awakened within. And that brings us to the end of this journey, from the secret altar of the Yajurveda to